Hi, this is Gingersnap. I'm Lisa Redfern, and I'm here with Maddy Vertenten, and we are here at her home in her beautiful garden, back garden in Freeport. And this is a conversation and a cookie with a creative Mainer. And I asked Maddy because she's involved in a couple of creative things, and one that I've actually been able to be a part of a few times. But I'm going to let her talk about that, and then I'll say a little something about that too. So, Maddy, what's happening in your creative life that you're excited about and you want people to know about?
Well, there's the little thing that you just alluded to, which is called Koya, which is dancing, which is just amazing. It's something that I need to do on a regular basis in order to really tune in to my wishes, dreams, desires, abilities, talents, yada, yada, yada.
Is that all?
That's all. It's like, I got to do it. I got to move in that way. So there's
Yeah.
that, and that I started that in January, but more later. And let's see. Oh, and I'm doing a retreat in October called Beautiful,
Ooh.
Initiation into Sacred Self-Care. So I'm really excited about that too.
Wow. So tell us more about Koya first.
Koya is a movement practice founded by a friend of mine named Rochelle Sheik, and she created it so that she could help women really understand what it meant to be embodied. And she describes it as, through Koya, as women, we remember that our essence is to be wise, wild, and free. So the wisdom of tapping into the wisdom of our own bodies and the divine essence that flows through it, the wildness to step out of whatever conventional boxes we might put ourselves in or we might feel that we've been put in,
Right.
and the freedom to express ourselves as really sensual beings, which in conventional culture sometimes we don't have the ability to do that because we feel like we live within this patriarchal society and it's tough to do that. But in a circle of women in a safe space, it's pretty amazing to explore that piece of ourselves. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, indeed. And I can attest to it being really fun and really freeing. I'm not a dancer, so
Me
it's
either.
really nice for me that it's free movement, and it's just very fun to get all to be in this beautiful space. By the way, it's in this beautiful studio in the woods on Wind Point, and here in Freeport, and it's you're looking at the trees and the woods outside these big windows, and you're sweating it up, moving around, and you're doing yoga, and you're connecting with other women, and you're just kind of letting yourself be a kid, really. And
and it's such a cool story how I found that space, because I'm not a dance teacher, and I didn't set out to be a dance teacher, but I wanted to create something for me, and I wanted to share it with other women. And so I kind of put it out there that I wanted something with big windows that only looked out on green space, and it had to be within 10 minutes from my house. I was like, it has to be just like this. And it's 9 minutes away from my house. And it's, as you know, it's the most perfect, beautiful space. It's amazing.
It is. So she does that on Wednesday mornings
At 9.
At 9 o'clock. So check that out, and we'll talk more about that later.
Yeah.
So Maddy, what brought you and Joe and your kids to Maine most recently?
Well, I grew up in Orono, so I'd always wanted to get back. I would get Down East magazines, and for the 18 years that I was gone, and pretty much always flip right to the real estate section and dream about farmhouses like the one I grew up in. And we were home for a family reunion in 2010, and my husband said, "We should move here." And I was like, "Don't you mess with me, because I'll do it in a heartbeat." And he's like, "No, we should do it." And I was like, "Okay then." So June 2012, we're moving here because my son was in a school that he would graduate in the 8th grade, so we knew we wanted him to finish there.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, why June? Why does it have to be in June?" I'm like, "Summer in Texas or summer in Maine?" So
you decide.
Yeah, and we were in Austin for 12 years.
Which is
it was
great.
cool.
Yeah.
But it was not cool temperature-wise. It was not this at all. But it was a fun place to be. It was just time for a change, and so it's amazing. My work is something that I can do from anywhere, and my husband convinced his employer that he could do the same, and it's just worked out like it was meant to be.
That's a good move to Maine story.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Not to mention my kids in school.
Yeah.
I wanted them to have a really great public school education, which didn't feel like that was available to us in Texas, but here it definitely is.
That's fantastic. So, Maddie, do you know your first word? And if you don't, what do you think it might?
I looked it up.
You did?
I looked it up. I prepared. I did research. I found my baby book, and my mom had written sort of a slew of words as my first words, but the first two were hi and kitty.
Aww.
And that makes a lot I was kind of hoping that
Hi,
our
kitty.
cat would make a cameo appearance, but hi and kitty are words that I still
That's
say
good.
a lot today.
That makes sense. So that brings us to why the cookies? It's because my first word was cookie, and I love cookies. And today we have the most beautiful chocolate chip cookies from Old World Gourmet in South Freeport. And I don't know that these are Nikki Bennett's family recipe, but
They taste
we're just
like
going to
it.
say maybe they were. Nikki, were these made by?
Let us
Is
know.
this a recipe from your grandmother? Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and have right.
Oh my God, they're so gooey.
Mm.
I mean, it's amazing. It's like
Open
they
it up.
just came out of her grandmother's oven. Like, it's so yummy.
Okay. Do you have a favorite cookie?
This would be it.
This is it. So it's on Route 1
By the Big Indian.
by the Big Indian.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so good.
I mean, they close at 3, so if
Oh.
you're driving up Route 1 and
Better-
you just get a hankering for a
We better
cookie,
get there.
just take exit 17 and head right there.
Yeah. Oh man, this is good. So, moving on to more cerebral matters,
Uh-oh.
away from cookie world.
Really?
Although we're gonna still eat while you.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Oh, I need to get my cute little. Look at this napkin that Maddie. Isn't that cute? We're having a girly morning. It's nice.
A little tea party.
So, what book do you find? Book or a couple of books do you find
Mhm.
yourself most recommending in the last couple of years?
Kind of always The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho.
I still have not read that. That's crazy.
I
It's
read
on
it.
my list.
It's so good, and it's perfect for summer. It's really short, and it's written like a story. And it's it's so great. The reason I recommend it to people all the time is because I really believe that the universe is helping us out as we figure out what direction our lives are meant to go. Like moving to Maine, my whole moving to Maine story here, I feel like has been a direct reflection of my trusting the universe and trusting my desires and figuring out how they play together. So in The Alchemist, it's the story of a boy who learns how to follow the signs. And so many times people get stuck with their humongous vision and not knowing the how. And if you follow different thinkers around personal growth, they would say you have to let go of the how. So how do you let go of the how? Well, it's illustrated beautifully in this book by following the signs. Like you ask for a sign, you see a clear pointer, like you meet somebody or something sent to you in the mail, or you happen to see something on
Never
Facebook.
the way you think it's gonna
Never.
be. Yeah.
Never. And then these amazing things happen. So I love that. It's entertaining, and it's just full of wisdom.
Here comes the wind. Do you hear it, everybody out there in online interview land? Well, I'm that's next on my list. Right now I'm reading Daring Greatly by Brene Brown, which
I
I'm
love her.
really, really loving.
And she's coming to Portsmouth on September 9th
Oh, good to know.
with her new book.
Oh, good. Okay. So switching gears, pun intended, what was your favorite car from your childhood? What was a car from your childhood that you wish you could get back now that you love?
And I think I saw one the other day. My dad, wow.
Yes, we are really in nature. This is not a joke.
These are little baby apples are falling on us. Was that a sign? Of what, I wonder?
I don't know.
Okay, my dad had a Chevy Corvair. And this was, so I was born in 68, and we sold it when I was 5. So probably my memory is around the time of being 4. So I think around 72, but it wasn't new. It was kind of a vintage car then, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an old beater, but it was a convertible. And
Ooh, nice.
I was born in Burlington, Vermont, where he was in med school, and we used to drive around in it in the front seat, probably without a seatbelt. I don't know, maybe. And he used to make me tell him how to get home, and that's how I learned my left and my right.
Oh, wow,
Because
that's a great idea.
if I told him to turn right and it was the wrong way, he would turn right, and then I would have to
figure out how to
turn us around and get us back the correct way. And so, yeah, it's a pretty...
kinesthetic navigation.
Yeah, it was a little tortuous, actually, but I have fond memories of it. And I remember selling that car when we moved to Maine when I was 5 and feeling really sad about it. And I thought I saw one the other day, and just all these memories came flooding back.
Yeah, cars are very emotional, I think. So, moving on to music, which is a favorite subject of mine. What album or song do you kind of go back to again and again for, you know, to be moved in some way?
Oh gosh. So I'm a musician.
Yeah.
We met when I was in school studying music. And I was raised on classical music, and I really didn't branch out to other genres until later. And I kind of love all genres, but with a question like that, I kind of go back to the very, very beginning. And so it's not an album. It's Somewhere Over the Rainbow from The Wizard of Oz. And I sung it to both my babies, and I still love singing it. And it's kind of sad, but it's just so beautiful and hopeful, and I enjoy singing it.
I think that's probably one of the best songs ever written. You know, one of the most endearing and long-lasting songs.
Yeah.
I like your pick.
Oh, good.
I like it. All right. So, Maddy.
Yes.
This is my favorite question. If a movie was made about Maddy Vertenten's life, who would what genre would it be, and who would star as you?
Well, I knew immediately that it's romantic comedy, because I love romantic comedies, and I fancy myself a slightly humorous person, so I hope other people see me that way too. And God, I really noodled on who would play me. I've been told that I resemble a younger Glenn Close. We have the same nose.
Yes.
I think. So I heard that from somebody who knew her as a kid. So, and I've heard that since. But she's too serious. She always plays serious characters.
Yeah, you need someone a little goofier, maybe.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, Meg Ryan, and we have the same hair, except she's like perky and tiny, and I'm neither of those things. So somewhere in the middle, although she is kind of diminutive too, but I feel like Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh yeah, that's a good. Yeah. That's a good.
I think she had. She can play all different kinds of things, and she's funny, and she's quirky, and she's goofy, and she could be. I'm thinking Sex and the City days. You know,
we'll call you Sarah. We'll be calling you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Maddy. And if someone wants to know about Koya, tell them one time again how they find out about Koya.
Yeah. So we have a Facebook group called Koya in Maine, and I'll post that. When you post this, I'll put it up there. And anybody can join. And I'm teaching Wednesday mornings at 9. I'm also teaching one Sunday a month in Portland. And come try it out. If you're not a dancer, it doesn't matter at all.
It's really fun.
Not choreographed. It's just tuning in. It's a blast.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us. This has been Gingersnap number 5. And I'm Lisa Redfern. And if you want to know more about my music, my CDs, and how to get a hold of me, in case you want me to come sing at your thing, you can go to lisaredfern.com. And thanks a lot for watching Gingersnap. Here we go. This has been Gingersnap.